Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Ellen for those of you who have not been here before, and my channel is called She Sews Happiness. It's literally the same name that I've given my website and my Instagram handle, so for continuity that's what we're called. So welcome if it's your first time, welcome back if you've been here before, and if you've come back then I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying the content. I would really appreciate that also. But without further ado, I'm going to get stuck into the reason I'm here today, and that's to share with you 10 of my me-made garments for my wardrobe, which could work very well for Valentine's Day. I did think about making something new this year. In fact, I've made another Joan Wiggle dress, which in the black and red might possibly be a contender for a Valentine's Day outfit, but I decided really I wasn't going to make anything themed for Valentine's Day, as once I had just a quick scour through the wardrobe, I discovered I'd made quite a lot of things that could possibly stand in for a Valentine's Day garment. Now, there is something about Valentine's Day that makes you feel like you really ought to make an effort and get dressed up and think about what you're wearing within the theme of Valentine's Day itself. And for me, that means a lot of rose print, heart print. The colour red is predominant in my wardrobe anyhow. It's just a colour that I love and I do believe works for me. But yeah, I have 10 outfits here that I'm going to share with you and chat to you about the patterns and why I love them so much, and why you should maybe consider them for your me-made wardrobe as well. And I want to start with one of my all-time favourite patterns, which is Kosedo Studio's Lima dress. And I am going to pop in pictures as I go so you know what I'm talking about. And for me, this just is one of those gorgeous, pretty, feminine dresses. So the pattern itself features princess seams. It has a very flattering V-neck, and it has a gathered skirt, which you can have in a couple of different options. You can have maxi length or knee length, but of course that's interchangeable. You can work whatever length you like just by making a really simple length adjustment. And it has puff sleeves of a couple of different lengths as well. Again, you can get it to suit you whichever length you wish. I love this dress. It literally ticks all of my boxes, but the most important one I think is the drama that you get from those beautiful puff sleeves. There really is something beautiful and impactful about a puff sleeve, and you'll never convince me otherwise. And I think as well, as someone who struggles with the fit of sleeves, not as much obviously because I make my own clothes now, but before I started dressmaking and learning how to make patterns fit me really, really well, it always was an issue for me, was getting sleeves that were comfortable and fitted me well. So puff sleeves have always been something that I would have rated highly, as they took that whole issue out of the equation. But yeah, I think this is one of those patterns which is perfect for sewists of any level. I think as well Vanessa, the designer at Kosedo, has done a lot of work for us already, because this pattern is drafted with 3 cup sizes. So there's no FBA or anything to worry about. The only adjustment you'll really need to make on those princess seams is to get it to sit on your bust properly. And that is a simple case of shortening or lengthening the pattern pieces, just to make sure you get that curve right. But yeah, no FBA or anything involved, and I absolutely love that. There's also more sizes in the size chart than I've seen anywhere else before as well. So really I didn't need to make very many adjustments to the pattern. Literally the shoulders were the only thing that needed a bit of adjustment, and a tiny little bit out of the neckline, because nobody wants anything gaping, do they? The fabric I've used here I just thought was beautiful. It's a cotton fabric. But this digitally printed rose print I just think is perfect for Valentine's Day. I believe it was a Robert Kaufman print that I was using. It's a long time ago now, so I don't actually remember, but I did purchase it from Minerva. And secondly, one of the patterns that features, I don't really buy paper patterns too often, but I did buy this one. It is the Elodie dress by Closet Core Patterns, and I've made it here in a beautiful viscose, rose print viscose from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn some point last year. Now, I have only made this dress once, And a part of me has no idea why I've only made it once. It is a beautiful pattern. It is so elegant. It is so feminine. It's absolutely stunning. If you just look, I mean, you have a few options here as well with length and sleeve and things like that. And even with the skirt length itself, you can make it mini, you can make it midi, you can make it maxi. Again, it's one of those easy patterns. But I did find when I made it that I probably didn't have the skills needed to make it really well, because I'd only been sewing for about 5 or 6 months whenever I'd made this, and I didn't have all of the skills at fitting that I have now. So I wasn't all that happy with it. I mean, it looks fine. It does look fine. It's just not perfect, and I can feel it when I wear it. Doesn't stop me from wearing it actually, and I think it's beautiful even as a layering piece. I've wore it with tops underneath and cardigans over it, with, you know, high heel stilettos, but also casual boots. It just works really effortlessly in the wardrobe. So it is a pattern I'm going to have to spend some time at and get the fit right so I can make it again and again. And I do think I will make it again and again, but I just think that this is a dress that exudes femininity. So for dates or going out with the girls to have a few drinks, I think this is a perfect dress and one that should be revisited often. The next one that I've got, and I have had to write them down so I didn't leave one out and then struggle at the end to figure out what it was. Can't bother with video editing. The third one is the By Hand London Kim dress. Now again, this really appeals to my love of vintage inspired silhouettes, vintage fashion, retro styles. It's one of those patterns that just ticks all the boxes. So that beautiful gathered skirt, the lovely sweetheart neckline, so it's flirtatious, it's fun, and I really do need to make this again. I've made it 3 times in the past, again, pre-knowledge of all of the tricks and the tips that I need to get my clothes to fit me perfectly. And I think I will actually make this in the next couple of months. So I'll bring it back out and give it a good twirl and see how I go again. But if you're looking for something that just has some timeless elegance, this is a great pattern to visit. I do love By Hand London in general, so you'll find actually that the 4th outfit that I've pulled out of my wardrobe for Valentine's inspired garments is the By Hand London Flora dress. Now, this is a dress that I have made in a few different kinds of fabrics. The one that I'm showing you here in this beautiful rose print is actually made up in a scuba fabric. Now, it's not a pattern that was intended to be made with stretch fabrics, but I do like to challenge what the patterns tell me to use, and you'll always find me transposing things into things they were never intended to be. So this is a beautiful scuba, and really to get this to fit I didn't have to do very much. All I needed to do was downsize. I had already moved the darts and everything to make this work for me in woven fabric, so it was pretty easy. I think this is a beautiful pattern. I love in particular that dipped hemline. I think it's very romantic, so perfect again for Valentine's Day. So look, number 5 then is another one of those patterns I need to revisit. So I made this last Valentine's Day actually. So I made Sew Over It Maisie dress. I made it in a red taffeta, which I believe I got from Ammo Threads back at that time. And I absolutely love it. Again, it comes from the Sew Over It vintage pattern line, and it does have a real vintage feel with that faux wrap over V-neck, which is quite plunging, so a little daring and perfect for this time of year. It's got that gorgeous pleated side seam, so it's kind of just folded there a couple of times to give it that beautiful detail. It's got a half circle skirt, which I love. I do love circle skirts, but I just find that a half circle skirt is better for my proportions. It's also better for the weather. So I mean, it's February, it's blowing a gale outside. I live in Ireland. You know, those circle skirts are not exactly known for modest moments, and I have been known to have more than one Marilyn moment. But yeah, with the half circle skirt, I kind of minimize the risk a little bit. There's just not so much to fly away. But yeah, I absolutely love this pattern. I love it also because it has raglan sleeves. And again, I do have issues because my arms are one of the biggest parts of me. Something that's taken me a long time to come to terms with. And it doesn't matter whether I'm a size 16 or I'm a size 68. because even when I was wearing size 8 dresses, my arms were still an issue, and sometimes I'd have to buy something in a size 10 and then have it tailored to fit the bodice. Oh, it was such a pain. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, the raglan sleeves are very, very forgiving in this pattern and take a lot of the work out for me. But as I say, I did make this last year. I was very, very limited in what I knew. I had very little experience in adapting and changing and modifying patterns. So I do think I will need to visit this again. I've actually made it twice, and I pretty much made it the second time right after I made it the first time because I loved it. I like something that's a wee bit flirty, so yeah, I think flirty's the nice way of saying it, because actually at the bust area, you know, there's a lot on show here. I actually made it from a Kate Spade taffeta as well, and I absolutely love this dress. It's just probably not best for the office. So because of lockdowns and the pandemic and things like that, it hasn't been worn as much as what maybe I'd like to have worn it. But maybe I'll dig it out this year. You never know. So, moving on. From the Maisie to another, a classic sew over pattern, the Betty dress, the first pattern I ever bought. Surprisingly, it's a very, very simple pattern, but it took me quite a while to get the fit right on this one. I have revisited it this year with more knowledge behind me, and I think I've now got it. But for something so simple, if you look at that line drawing there, it's really simple. But yes, it did take a wee bit of work just to get it to sit the way I wanted it. And of course there's an expansion pack that you can pick up as well. So there's like the V-neck, the scoop neck, lots of different variations, plus sleeves that you can put in as well. So they all required a little bit of rejigging for me, but I am happy with it now. And the one here that I'm going to show you is a Betty I made last year for my birthday, and it's made in this, I can't even remember, I think it's just some kind of cotton fabric, but it's like soft pastel pink with navy polka dots, and I love these large navy polka dots. I think they give a little more dimension and depth to the dress, which you wouldn't really get, I don't think, from a black polka dot. But yeah, I think matched with the Betty dress, that was an absolutely perfect combination. I just think with polka dots, you don't just get a pattern, you get almost an illusion of texture. That's the word I'm looking for. And I love a polka dot. I think they're really, really hard to beat, and you could do worse than wear a polka dot this season. So going on again, then back to the rose print. So this is dress number 7, and this is the Charm Patterns Scout dress, which again was one of the Patreon exclusive patterns from last year. And there was quite a few of the things from last year that I made. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things that I loved. And you'll find that Gertie's patterns do pop up a lot in my wardrobe, because I just find that they're quite timeless, elegant pieces. And with the Scout dress here, I've made a slight adaptation. So I only had about 5 meters of fabric, and the Scout dress calls for something like 7.2 meters because there's a lot of skirt. There's a circle skirt which is also pleated, so it does take up about 4 meters in and of itself. And I just didn't have the fabric to accommodate that. So I've just added a simple gathered skirt to my Scout dress, and I just feel like if you're having more of a casual date, or maybe you're doing a daytime thing for Valentine's this year, that a shirt dress is a really nice option. And with those vintage roses, I just think you get an absolutely gorgeous garment. So where am I? We've done 7. So dress number 8 is the Gertie Sews Jiffy Dresses Boatneck dress. Now again, if you've followed any of my other videos, you've probably seen this dress. I have made probably 4 of them now, and I absolutely love it. I just think it's one of those dresses that you can dress up or dress down depending on your fabric choice or the print that you opt for. And in this case, I've added a swing skirt to mine. So this was just a cotton fabric, and you might not be able to see in the picture, but the polka dots are tiny, they're minute. and they're actually very formulaic as well, and you have to be up close to see that. And from the distance it does just look like a red dress. So it's got the boat neckline, it's got a scooped back, which is lovely. I have just set in some short sleeves and added again a swing skirt for a little more drama. I love a gathered skirt, but I think with a swing skirt it just elevates the garment to a little bit more formal wear. Gathered skirts for me seem a bit more, probably a bit more casual, unless you're making layers or using embroidered tulle or something like that. But yeah, I think this is a beautiful dress for any occasion, really. But because of the colour and the print, I think it would work really well for Valentine's Day. Nearly there. So, another outfit I thought about and then quickly went off the idea when I looked outside and saw that it was raining and miserable and oh, it's just horrible. It's really cold as well. So, but you know, it's Ireland. You get used to it. I don't know why I'm complaining, because it's just my everyday. But this is an outfit, the picnic set, that I love. Now I've made it in a navy and red rose print cotton lawn. So yeah, cotton lawn, not perfect fabric for this time of year, but if you are in a warmer place, then this would be a perfect outfit for you. I just think the combination of navy and red is really classic. And yeah, there's something ethereal, almost definitely romantic about this outfit. And I love that square neckline, and again it's a slight puff and that little cap sleeve which offers little drama and femininity, and I just think it would be beautiful for a Valentine's outfit as well, somewhere warmer. So last but by no means least is another one of my all-time favourite patterns. I keep saying this is my favourite pattern, but actually I have about 10 favourite patterns. So the Sew Over It Marguerite dress. I go on about this pattern all the time. I think what made it really special for me is that it literally fit out of the packet, and I'd never ever encountered that before, and I doubt very much that I ever will. But yeah, this is one of my favorite ever patterns. I just love its femininity, and especially when it's made in a fabric such as the one that I've used here, a rayon. You get that lovely fitted waistline, but everything else is so floaty and light and beautiful. And to me this is a beautiful vintage inspired Valentine look. Just love a little heart print. In fact, I need more heart print in my wardrobe, I think. So yeah, I think this one might be hard to beat actually, but I'm not sure yet which of these 10, potentially 11 outfits I will wear on Monday. So yeah, that's really the purpose of this video today, was to share some of those looks. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and maybe even I've inspired you to try some of those patterns if you haven't tried them before. Do let me know what you're wearing for Valentine's Day just in the comments, because I'm always open for some inspiration as well. I've kind of hit a bit of a wall at the moment, and I'm not sure what the next pattern I want to make is. So if there's anything new that's come out, anything that you think I might like, just let me know, because as I say, I'm always open to suggestions. Anyhow, all that I have to do now is bid you a happy Valentine's Day for Monday, and I hope that you enjoy what's left of the weekend. And again, thank you so much for popping by, and if you are enjoying these videos, then do please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much to all of you who have already. So yeah, I think it's time for wine. Check it out. Bye.